Having a PowerPoint for your presentation doesn't mean you have to bore your listeners. You just have to change the way you design it. And from going to networking events over the last 2 years, I've seen exactly what puts people to sleep and how you can stay away from this death by PowerPoint strategy. So I'm going to show you how to build your own edge with your PowerPoint. I'm going to show you how to direct their focus on exactly what you want them to look at and on how you decide what's actually important enough to go in your presentation slides. But first of all, I want you to think of your favorite food. You see, my favorite food is spag bol. You might know it as spaghetti bolognese. And I would have spag bol every single Sunday. We'd have spag bol and garlic bread. My mum would cook it. But when I started moving abroad and I went out the house and I was fighting full time, I didn't want to spend loads of time cooking different meals every single night. So I'd bulk cook spaghetti bolognese. I'd end up having it for lunch and I'd end up having it for dinner. I probably had it 5 times a week. And by the end of that week, I hated spag bol. But the thing is, I love spag bol. But if I had salmon one day, I had risotto the next, I had chicken pasta the next day, and then I had spaghetti bolognese, I would have loved that spaghetti bolognese. It's not because it's any different, but because I would have created contrast with my diet. And it's the same with your presentations. If you have the same title, text, image on every single slide, your audience will get bored because they're not seeing any novelty here. There's nothing new. They already know what to expect with your design. So the first rule with your PowerPoint is make it different. That is how you create your edge. I'm going to show you some examples right now. Look at this one right here. If I go on it, first one, it's media. It's a video of one of my fights. Next one, it's text. The one after, it's text again, but it's formatted differently. The one after that, it's an image. So throughout my slides, I create contrast. It's not the same every single time. They don't know what to expect. And by doing it this way, you get rid of the monotonous that people associate with PowerPoint slides. So that's the first rule. Now going on to the next one, if you look at this right here, imagine you were talking about the digital marketing section right here. But whilst you're talking about that digital marketing, your audience are looking at the modern analytics. So what you're saying and what they're seeing do not link. So subconsciously, they don't process what you are saying. That's why when they walk out that door, they don't remember your presentation because it didn't link. And that's why the second rule of creating PowerPoint slide is one message per slide, one theme per slide. If it's a different topic, put it on the next slide. Don't overcomplicate things, make it simple. Make it clear on where you want your audience members to look. And that moves me on to the next one. How can you direct the focus of your audience? But just to let you know, this is just one element on how to create influential presentations. The PowerPoint section is one, which is why if you want to know how to master the opening, the main section, the closing, your body language, your nerves, check out the first link below and I will send you this poster right here. But the first way to direct any sort of focus is like this. You see here, comfort is your short-term friend, but your long-term enemy. Now, if I put that on the screen, I want them to direct their focus on certain points. In your presentation, you might have a certain word or a certain sentence that you want to focus their gaze on. That's the most important part on that slide, which is why a way that you can do that is this. See, straight away, your focus went onto the text that had color, it went onto the orange bits. Short-term friend, long-term enemy. You can pick a color to direct their focus. The colors that you really want to use are traffic light colors. Red, orange, and green. They're the ones that stand out straight away. It's human nature. That's why traffic lights are those 3 colors. But that's not the only way that you can direct the focus with the audience. Because if you're using color all the time, like I said at the start, you're going to bore your audience, which is why you need to find different ways to direct their focus. Going on to this one. Small things, big difference. This is a saying that I use in my presentation. But here, I want to direct their focus on the big difference. So what am I going to do? I'm just going to increase the text size. It's just something that's really important. You could increase the text size, you can put it in cap locks. Make it stand out. So that's the second way that you can direct their focus. The next way you can direct their focus is a bit different. You see here, I've got a bit more text on the screen. And like I said at the start, you want one theme per slide. This is the 4R system that I go through in my presentation. This is the slide that I put on near the end. So it's one theme, but I only want to concentrate on one section at a time. How do I do that? Like this. So when I'm talking about the resistance for comfort section, it's there. When I go into the next section about recovering from setbacks, it's there and there. I stagger my sentences, my phrases into the slide. So they're looking at the right points at the right times. If you stagger any animation in, they will be looking at that section, whether that is an image, whether that is text, whether that's a gradient on your images. But by staggering it, you control where your audience is looking. Don't give them the chance to look elsewhere. Take control yourself by using these 3 different ways of directing their focus. But it's all good of having one theme per slide, by creating contrast with your slides from having images, videos, text, and directing their focus exactly where you want to direct it. But the most important part, how do you know what to put on your slides? Because in a 30-minute presentation, you're gonna have a lot of information. What bits should you put within those slides? Well, first of all, you need to write the speech, write your presentation. Because most people, they plan their PowerPoint first and they write their presentation after. But the problem with doing that is you'll end up reading your slides. You'll have big chunks of text, and that's like taking supplements right here and planning your food around it. But really, you eat your breakfast, your dinner, and your tea, or some people might call it lunch and dinner. And then if you're not getting the right nutrients, you supplement your diet with omega-3s, with vitamin D3s, with lion's mane, with caffeine. Whatever you need within your diet, you supplement your diet. Your slides are to supplement what you are saying, because people aren't there to read your slides. People are there to listen to you. If they can read your slides, you might as well just email them your PowerPoint, which is why you need to write your presentation first, and then, and only then, start planning your PowerPoint. And you want to go through and look through the main points. Within those main points, you will have solutions. You might have quotes, you might have statistics, but out of all those, what will supplement your main point the most so they can understand it? That is how you know what to add in your PowerPoint slides. What is going to supplement my points the most without overwhelming my audience and keeping it simple? And that's exactly how you should plan your PowerPoint slides when you are creating a presentation. And like I said, creating a PowerPoint is just one element to an influential presentation. So if you want to get this poster and have a blueprint of a step-by-step process on how to create your presentation, check out the first link below and I will send you the blueprints that you can use in your own time. But in order to do a great PowerPoint presentation, you need to have strong points. And if you want to know how to create strong points within your presentations to make sure your audience grips onto every word that you say, you should probably check out this video. Anyway, see you later on. I have got a nice 10K run today. I've not run in ages. I'm not looking forward to it if I'm being totally honest, but it's got to be done. Bosh!